What's up, guys? It's your girl Riva, and I'm back again with another video. If you're new to this channel, hi, my name is Riva. It's very nice to meet you. Before we get into this video, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up. And as I always say, make sure you guys leave your comments in the comment section down below. It does not matter how you feel about this video. We all want to talk about it. Also, if you're not following me on Instagram, follow my Instagram. It's at RIVAH_JORDON. We're going to go ahead and jump right into the video. Okay, as you can see, it says You Pick Me's gonna report this one too. We're just gonna go ahead and jump right into it. I'm gonna go ahead and play the video, run it back, play it again, and give you guys my input, my thoughts. But first, I want you guys to hear what she has to say in totality before I stop it, pause it, break it, so that you can actually understand what's going on.
I gotta get this off my chest. I'm sorry. So y'all know in my last video I talked about not being a wife to your boyfriend. How it's levels to this shit. Don't be acting like a wife if you ain't one. I use my relationship as an example because I've been in a long-term relationship and there's just some things I don't do. Things I consider to be duties a wife would do. That I am not. Nor am I ready to be. But there were a lot of pick-me's and Kevin Samuel was talking about why he must not, he. Baby, where in y'all mind do y'all believe that marriage is solely up to the man? If anything, it's my decision. Trust me, a man knows when you want to marry his ass. And let's be clear, I've never been one of those women who walk around the world looking for a man or a husband. Bitch, getting married is not even in my top 3. It's barely making my top 5. But it is something I want one day. That day will be when I am where I want to be as my own fucking woman. Baby, this love right here is primary. Loving somebody else is secondary. Know that. So I gotta get...
Okay. No shade, right? Period, sis. Like, this love right here is more important than loving somebody else out there. Okay.
My chest, I'm sorry. So y'all know in my last video I talked about not being a wife to your boyfriend. How it's levels to this shit. Don't be acting like a wife if you ain't one. I use my relationship.
So she says that, I guess in a previous video, she has told other women, don't give your boyfriend wife privileges, quote unquote. Don't be in a relationship with a man acting like, you're his wife when you're not, and all that kind of stuff. But I'm wondering how far that goes, right? Like, because it's okay to give your body to somebody else, okay, and do all of that, like literally give them full access to you as a person. But doing something like cooking or cleaning, or maybe his laundry, or maybe cleaning his apartment, even if you guys don't live together, taking his car for a car wash, like all of that is just like absolutely not absurd. Like, that's where I draw the line. Like that's where it's taking it too far. My body, yes, but like cleaning, whoa, like that's when we have to pump the brakes. And I just find it so interesting because I always hear these conversations and I never ever hear anybody say anything like that. Like, I never hear anybody say like, oh, keep everything sacred before, this person makes you their wife, or, don't make sure that you're, not doing anything of the sorts. But literally, like, you can give your body, you can have access because, as a woman, we have control of that. So, if I want to, then I'm going to go ahead and do that because I want to. But if I don't want to clean, I don't have to because I'm not his wife. So it's very situational, which makes it very confusing, number one. But two, it doesn't make any logical sense. Like, there's no logical sense behind it.
As an example, because I've been in a long-term relationship and there's just some things I don't do. Things I consider to be duties a wife would do.
So you've been in a long-term relationship and there's just things that you just won't do. But you sleeping with him all the time. Like 100% you are, right? So there's just things that you won't do. But if you guys are in this long-term relationship, why hasn't any step gone further? You know what I'm saying? Like, why is it just stagnant? There must be a reason why. Maybe is it maybe possibly because of the qualities that you're not displaying? Is it maybe possibly because, you know what I'm saying, you're stifling the relationship by holding back a certain part of yourself? Is that why?
That I am not, nor am I ready to be. But there were a lot of pick-me's and Kevin Samuel was talking about why he must not, he. Baby, where in y'all mind do y'all believe that marriage is solely up to the man? If anything, it's my decision. Trust me, a man knows when you want to marry his ass.
It doesn't matter if a man knows that you want to marry him. It's about if he wants to marry you. Unless you're the one unless you're not asking, like unless you're if you're gonna ask him to marry you, then by all means, like, it's up to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's technically still up to him because he has to agree or deny. But to act like, oh, it's solely up to you, and like it's all about what you think and what you and a man knows when you want to marry him, that's foolish talk. Because yes, he might know that you want to marry him. He might be well aware of that, but that doesn't mean that he wants to marry you. So, again, the point of the argument is what? A man knows when you want to marry him, okay? And so don't display that you don't. I don't understand. I don't understand.
And let's be clear, I've never been one of those women who walk around the world looking for a man or a husband. Bitch, getting married is not even in my top 3. It's barely making my top 5. But it is something I want one day.
Am I the only one who saw the contradiction? Or I think that sometimes, right? And I'm not saying this about this particular woman because obviously I don't know her. But I think that sometimes as women, like, it's easier to, because maybe it's something that you do want and you didn't get yet, right? Like maybe she really wanted to get married and he's not taking that move, and she's like, you know what, I'm not even ready, I don't even want it. Like, I think it's easier to just step into a space when you act like you didn't even want to do that either, like it was your idea in your head, when in actuality it's because that person didn't give you that, or that person didn't elevate you from the girlfriend to the wife. Like, it's easier for you to just be like, well, I don't even want that yet, or I'm not even ready for that yet. But then to say that it's not in your top 3, it's barely in your top 5, and then right after that say it is something that you want one day, sounds very like, no. No, it sounds like that's what you really want. You generally want that. You haven't received that. So now you're comfortable in that space because what else are you going to do? Right? Like, instead of just, displaying, that you want to be in I'm sorry, because she is in a long-term relationship. Instead of displaying that you want to be a wife to this person, because you said that a man knows when you want to marry him, but you're not ready, but da 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 da, but I might want this one day. But your actions now determine, like, well, what happened later on, number one. And number two, at the end of the day, like, if you're in a long-term relationship and you're saying that you personally don't want to be married yet, and there's no, like, you're not going to do this and you're not going to do that, a man wants to know. I feel like the argument is all over the place, because at the end of the day, if you don't want to be married and you're in this long-term relationship, what is wifely privileges or wifely duties, or acting like a wife when you ain't one, going to do regardless? Like, is it going to take something away from you as a woman to cook for him? And she didn't even say what the things are that she's withholding. But is it going to take something away from you for cooking for him? Like, if you don't want to be married to this person and you're just in a relationship with this person? Or if anything, is it going to give you, quote unquote, like, practice? I don't know. Like, is it going to teach you how to also cater to somebody else and not just focus so much on self? Like, is it going to teach you how to be a little bit more selfless and sharing and thinking for the mindset of 2 people instead of just one person? Because for me, the way that she's speaking right now, whoever she's in this long-term relationship with, it's more like she's just a single person who's just giving her time and space and, her body to somebody else just because she needs her own needs met. But it's not because they're in like a, committed space or anything like that. Like, they're just together for comfortability. But the problem is that for her as a woman, her body has a clock, right? Not saying that everybody wants to have children, but his does not. So he can eat immediately, like, start over, get, with a girl who's maybe younger or whatever the case is, and just continue his married life. But you're, like, wasting space and time within your life being in a long-term relationship. She didn't say she just got with this person. She said long-term relationship. So you're wasting space and time being in a long-term relationship, giving this person access to you, access to your body, but you can't cook for them or clean for them. And you're telling other women that, oh, don't give them wifely privileges. But those, if you want to be a wife, okay, he got to see the wife in you. How he gonna see that? And again, people who are like not giving access to their body, like not doing anything of the source, that's a whole different scenario. But like, you're literally in a space that everything else is cool. Like, intimately, it's all cool. But cooking, cleaning, like, oh no. Like, I genuinely don't understand the mindset. I don't understand it.
That day will be when I am where I want to be as my own fucking woman.
So if that day will be, if you're gonna get married on that day, whenever that day is that you feel like you are the woman that is ready to get married, who will your prospect be? Who will your prospect be? When you walk in, when you come outside, you know, all dolled up, ready to go, and you're like, I'm ready. Hello? I'm ready. I'm ready to be a wife now. Who is going to be that person that's going to fulfill that for you? Because you're not displaying any qualities of it, because you said that you don't want to give access to that. But then also, who wants to just be at your beck and call? Right? Like most men, okay, men, they're not going to be following your lead. You have to follow theirs. You have to get on their page. And you being your own woman, especially as age comes, you know, when you kind of get older, like stuck in your ways and stuff like that, it's going to be harder for you to be moldable, to be that custom person for your spouse. Because you can grow, you can elevate, but when you get into a relationship with a man, you still have to be able to mold to the person that he, you know, the person that he's looking for, his balance. So when you're your own woman, that's going to even make the battle even harder for you. Because you never had to be cooperative. You know, you're the one talking about you draw the line here and you draw the line there and you're not doing this and there's something that you just don't do. It's only gonna get worse as you get older. So once you're finally in that space of like, hello, I'm ready, who's gonna be there?
This love right here is primary. Loving somebody else is secondary. Know that.
Girl, you're gonna have to. That's what you're gonna be doing. Loving only self. Okay, loving only self. I feel like a lot of these modern women have this mindset of just selfishness, like don't care about nobody else, don't care about like anyone else's feelings. You know, as much as they talk about this love right here is primary, like it comes before like, you know, everything else. And I understand like you cannot pour from an empty cup. Completely get that. But I feel like they take it a step further. Like it's just all about self, me, what I want, my needs when I'm ready, this, that. And at the same time, like, how do you ever expect? Because she said it's not her marriage is not in her top 3, it's not in her top 5. But even when you are quote unquote ready to whatever woman that she's gonna be, that's gonna be ready for that, you're gonna have such a harder time. Like it's gonna be such a harder struggle to drop that selfishness and become a selfless person, because that's what long-term that's what marriages are about. That's what parenting is about. You know, being a selfless person, putting someone else's needs before yourself. Again, it's not about pouring from an empty cup, but like it's not always going to be about you first. Like it's just not. Like the needs of your children, the needs of your husband, the needs of your household, like and growing with this selfish nature is like the worst thing that could possibly be happening. Because it's gonna get harder and harder. Like that wall of selfishness is gonna get thicker and thicker and thicker and thicker over time. To next thing you know, like, how are you gonna change that? And I believe that selfishness breeds bitterness. You know, so them older people who are just selfish and miserable, like it all stems from self. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. I genuinely want to know. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up. And if you're not following me on Instagram, follow my Instagram. It's at RIVAH_JORDON. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Mwah. Love you.